Welcome, fellow Alley Cats, to another riveting installment of Reading Mean Comments, The Young and the Brainless. We do quite hope you enjoy this rather special edition, and we take you now to join Miss Alley to tell you the story of betrayal, drama, and deception.
Oh, hello everyone! Didn't see you there. I was enjoying a rousing game on the Hypixel server and wrecking some noobs, as the young people like to say. This is not your typical episode of Reading Mean Comments, which you've likely noticed by this point in time. Normally in this series, I would show you many rude or hateful comments from a variety of individuals. However, today in this iteration, we're going to examine posts from just a single source. We will be calling this person, Goose. As we all know, drama and toxicity are both very rare occurrences on the Hypixel forums, but it can happen once in a blue moon. This particular instance initially seemed innocent enough, but what began as a simple forum thread quickly spiraled into something completely different.
This is a message out to everyone who may know me here. I have had many good times and bad times. I have made good friends here and had some bad cases as well. But this is addressed to everyone who knows me as the annoying autistic kid. Over the past 3 months, I've been banned, I've made progress with my social skills and in life generally. But one of the most horrible mistakes that happened was with a hate comment on one of the most well-known forum YouTubers, AllieMCC. Now, during a time when my account was compromised, there was some extremely hostile comments posted on a few of her videos. All I remembered was posting some nice feedback on a video, and I just decided I'd take the blame as I didn't know what was going on. I can see the confusion, and she probably still doesn't believe me, but I have decided to take responsibility for it anyway. And I apologize to you first, Allie. Funny fun guy, I was going through some rough times. I didn't know what to do. I was a bit sick of everything. I lashed out at you. I shouldn't have. I was sick of the accusations from Allie, so when you liked that tweet of hers, I almost lost it. This is directed to one of my old guild members, BS6. She claimed that I once told her I do not have autism. I just say that to make people feel bad. And she also claimed something about name calling. Now, I'm going to state this here and now. I do have autism. I only name call myself. Either way, I apologize for all the trouble I've caused you two.
Now, from an outside perspective, there may not appear to be anything wrong with this post. Our dear thread creator Goose is attempting to apologize to many different people he's had conflict with in the past, including myself. So, I wrote out a response, which you're free to pause the video if you'd like to read over the entire post. To sum up, I thanked him for attempting to reconcile and stated it was a good thing for him to do. However, I did feel that he didn't go about it in the right way, and some of his tone and phrasing made it sound as if, although he was apologizing, he was still placing the blame on others, and I also pointed out some dishonesty that was very clear to me. So in my humble opinion, the apology was rather insincere, and I could not immediately forgive this person for previous altercations. But I made sure to state this in a polite and calm manner, and also said that although I wasn't prepared for forgiveness, I'd be willing to be civil with him moving forward. So I assumed the matter was settled. Oh, I could not have been more wrong. The next thing I know, a mutual friend, Funny Fungi, informs me of something that was said by Goose in a private message on Discord.
I wish she'd just shut the fuck up sometimes. Has she not understood that I wasn't the one who posted the comments? And then she says this. I just wish she wouldn't be such an immature bitch sometimes. It seems like she wants to get me mad.
Now, some may see this as a betrayal towards Goose, or, on the other hand, helping out another friend to speak up by notifying them of another person spouting insults and lies about them. But regardless of your views on this particular matter, this clearly shows that Goose was not truly sorry, and his apology was entirely false. I mentioned that he confirmed his apology attempt was fake due to his own actions, and when other people began agreeing with me, that is when the situation really started going downhill very quickly, and Goose showed his true colors.
Wasn't even meant for you to see, but okay. I don't really want to speak here anymore. It's just going to end up badly for me, like it always does. This is like Jake Paul making a diss track on his girlfriend when she just wanted to make amends. I was toxic privately because I didn't want it to become big like this, and you didn't accept my apology, which was sincere. I badmouthed them because they didn't accept my apology, which I was mad about. I never really liked using my disability as an excuse, even if it is the case. Yes, but I'm the one with the mental condition. I never really liked using my disability as an excuse, and the one that wasn't demoted from the staff for being immature. Yes, I do play the victim card as I am a victim, and I'm not twisting stories. Fungi hurt me and bullied me, talked down to me, and treated me like crap. So when you liked that tweet of hers, I almost lost it.
Eventually, one of his friends decided to tag me in the thread with some rather uncouth words, even though I had stopped responding to Goose long before that point.
Well, Goose apologized, and one member, LMCC, keeps on being rude to Goose and is being really annoying. LMCC, it's not my place to say, but give him a chance, LOL. He apologized, and what do? Make him even worse. Also, he stopped being toxic, LOL. When was the last time you talked to him? To me. He doesn't sound toxic at all. Oh, wow, just please, shut up. You're killing my brain cells.
But what came as a surprise to us all is that it wasn't just some random individual, oh no. It came to light that these particular comments were being posted by Goose himself while on this person's account! That's right, he deemed it necessary to go on someone else's account to insult me and pretend to have someone else back him up because no one else was, and other people were seeing how ingenuine he was being. Okay, I don't know about you, but this act is getting a bit old. I'm gonna go ahead and stab that now. Now, I know some people may believe that I'm being too harsh by not outright accepting his apology, but I will explain why. You see, Goose used to watch my videos, and back in June, he had posted multiple comments that were rather rude. Then later that day on the Hypixel forums, he was attempting to be friendly, which greatly confused me, because this was completely different from the attitude I had just seen hours before on my channel, although this wasn't entirely uncommon to see. So I questioned the change in demeanor from the comments on my video, and in response, he deleted his comments from my video and sent me a message begging me not to include his name if I were to include his posts in reading mean comments. Which, firstly, I never have included names before, and I don't plan to. But nowhere at this point in time did he utter a single word about a compromised account or that he wasn't the one who wrote them. If anything, this message can be easily seen as an admission of guilt and attempting to backtrack, as if he realized he shouldn't have said what he did, so he attempted to recover by removing the comments and requesting to not be mentioned by name in any future videos. So I just brushed it off, and all was quiet for the next 2 months until August, when I posted an apology video for some of the aggressive language and tone I used in my Why I Don't Want to Rejoin Hypixel staff video. Yes, believe it or not, I can admit when I am wrong. However, Goose absolutely adored the initial video because he despises the staff team, specifically the management. So when the apology was posted, he was quite livid, going as far as calling me a fucking idiot for apologizing for such a great video.
I remember just posting some nice feedback on a video.
And then went on to rant to others about it, including Funny Fungi. Again, he made no mention of a compromised account at any time and was very much still acting like himself throughout the entire ordeal, because apparently spamming hate about others to his friends was relatively common behavior for him. After the previous incident, I had no desire to deal with someone so negative, so I blocked him. Months later, once again, Funny Fungi came to me for advice since he had begun having issues with Goose because he'd been spewing hate towards him and threatening to ban him from his Discord server of friends for, as Goose acknowledged himself in his apology thread, liking a tweet of mine. Let me say that again. He is saying terrible and atrocious insults to someone he claims to be friends with for liking a tweet. This only became worse when Funny Fungi tried telling him he was uncomfortable and hurt by all the lashing out and continuous hate and rage over very minor situations, including blowing up at me for a simple video. This was the first time Goose used the excuse that the comments on my videos from months ago was the result of a compromised account. Which sounds very strange to me because, according to Goose, someone hacked his YouTube account back in June, posted hate comments on my videos, hacked his forum account and briefly discussed it with me on a thread there, then deleted the comments on my channel, and messaged me asking not to be named publicly. Then he got his accounts back. And then 2 months later, someone hacked his YouTube account again, making a profane post on a video defending one he loved. Then the hacker goes onto his Discord and rants to his friends in his normal everyday style about me. Then he gets his account back and 2 more months later claims his accounts were compromised. Funny Fungi wanted to discuss his clear and obvious issues with him and try to resolve the chaos, but Goose only insisted that real friends would accept him for that. And while yes, it's true that friends can look past certain differences, if someone is constantly hurling insults and degrading people who they call friends, then they shouldn't expect those friends to stick around for very long. No one wants to be around someone who always makes them feel worthless, calls them names, or even tells them to kill themselves. Real friends wouldn't act that way. So, when Funny Fungi said he felt this friendship was becoming far too toxic and ended it, Goose then went to all of their mutual friends and twisted the story in his behavior, saying he'd been attacked and bullied and hurt so badly because his friend wasn't accepting him for who he is. All of those friends began turning away from Funny Fungi until they were shown the real screenshots of that conversation and they saw for themselves what actually happened. So then comes the apology thread, and as I said way at the beginning of this video, from the outside, yes, it could seem potentially legitimate, but knowing all the lies, hatred, manipulation that was still continuing out of the public eye, it was just not possible for me to accept this apology and see it as anything more than an attempt to save face after he had been the target of a significant amount of drama and retaliation from those he had wronged. I would have gladly stayed civil with Goose, and I would have been happy to just never speak or interact with him again, but then he showed his true colors and the thread quickly escalated way more than anyone probably expected, because he was not even remotely sincere in his apology and only continued to be the toxic, whiny, hateful child we had all seen before. Now, I'm sure there will be some people that say, well, he has autism. That's probably why he is acting this way. But even if he is autistic, which multiple people have claimed that he's admitted privately that he isn't, but even if he is, that does not excuse behaviors this extreme, and it doesn't give him a pass for all of this. As someone who works in childcare and has extensively studied special education in college and worked with many individuals on the autism spectrum, both children and adults, I know that this is not the behavior of someone who is autistic. Some of it can certainly be attributed to a disorder, and of course I can empathize with that if that was the case, which is why I gave him another chance back in June. But no, the core of this sort of behavior is the result of a lonely, immature person manipulating everyone and twisting any scenario they can to get their way. Now, I don't want this to seem like I'm just trying to hate all over Goose. If I really wanted to retaliate, then I would put his name in the video and put him on blast and let everyone see who is really behind all this atrocious behavior. And to be completely honest, because I was so frustrated and annoyed with this whole situation and consistently being roped into drama when I just wanted him to leave me alone, I did really consider, just for this episode of reading mean comments, screw it. I'm gonna put this guy's name out there to hold him accountable to the public for his shit. I'm not gonna encourage any sort of particular behavior from my audience, but whatever happens, happens. I talked about the idea of doing this with some of my friends and even posted a poll on my Twitter asking you guys if you think I should start using people's names in reading mean comments, and the majority actually said yes. But then I took a step back and thought, okay, it doesn't matter how angry I am, I need to be a positive role model for my audience, and publicly shaming someone and potentially sending my followers after him isn't gonna do that. As terrible as he's been, I don't want other people treating him the same way he's treated everyone else. I just want everyone to know, if you have someone in your life treating you this way, whether it's a friend, family member, significant other, anyone, that is absolutely not okay. People who are close to you should never bully you and make you feel like less than what you are, and it's well within your right to distance yourself from that person or cut ties completely if they make you feel uncomfortable. And if you are someone who has been behaving to another person like this and claiming to care about them while treating them like absolute garbage, I hope that this has given you at least a little bit of a reality check. Because as I said, no real friend would act this way to anyone. I have no idea if Goose will end up watching this video. I'm sure it's very likely, and honestly, I hope he does. There comes a time when behaviors like this are repeated so frequently that you have to stop putting the full blame on your disability. Stop pulling out the victim card every time someone criticizes you and doesn't pat you on the head and tell you what you're doing is perfectly fine when you're doing something absolutely horrendous. It's important to take some responsibility for your own actions, which also includes being sincere when attempting to make up for past mistakes and following through with promises made to be better in the future. I would like to say that I hope Goose has improved since this whole ordeal towards the end of last year, but
I can't take it anymore, so no, Hypixel. You don't ban me. I quit the forums. If the people there who are shit don't get punished and good people like me get permanently banned, then I'm fucking done. I'm going to play the server and pursue my YouTube. No more forums.
oh well, I guess some people just never change. I hope you guys enjoyed this special edition of Reading Mean Comments. I know it's very different from what I've done before, but I still had fun making it. So thank you for watching, and also thank you very much to everyone who helped me make this video possible. Also, I have another video being posted later today, just a few hours after this one is posted, showing the entirety of this Bed Wars game you are currently watching. And trust me, you won't want to miss this. It's probably the most epic game I have ever played. It was so fantastic. So come back to see that when it goes live, or if you're watching this in the future, then go check it out right now. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and subscribe if you have not already. If you would like to help support my channel and get exclusive rewards for being so awesome, check out my Patreon if you're interested. There will be a link in the video description and at the end of the video here in just a bit. Thank you guys again, and until next time, I will see you guys later. Bye!